Good morning, everybody. This is Tamlin Hislop from the Happiness Consultancy, bringing you the Happiness Show, which is all about helping you find your passion, your purpose, and create happiness in your life and in the lives of others. And today, I'm so happy and excited to be introducing a friend and an accountability partner of mine, Alex Merisoiu. Welcome, Alex.
Thank you very much for having me, for the invitation. I'm really excited to be on this show.
Awesome, thank you. So Alex is the founder of the Merisoiu technique and the Institute of the Health and Human Movement. And not only that, she is a karate champion and she has represented England internationally. So she's got some amazing moves under her belt. And she's also a back pain specialist, and she's actually renowned as the body engineer. So an amazing person with so much skills and so much knowledge, and a really, really interesting person. So I'm very, very excited to be sharing your passion, your purpose, and your happiness with everybody today.
Thank you very much for the introduction.
Great. So Alex, I'd love everybody to know how you got to where you are today. So your journey as to how you found your passion and how you became this incredible entrepreneur that you are.
Okay, well, let's start with the beginning. Not too far. Not too far back, but the Institute of Health and Human Movement, first of all, is based on outdoors natural movement fitness. And the reason it's outdoors, I lived my childhood outdoors, so walking through rivers and climbing trees and being barefoot, all day long.
Amazing.
My grandparents, I would just go on the hills and, all day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And once I became a personal trainer, so I'm going to tell a little bit about how I became a personal trainer as well, because that's how I found my path in life. Great. So when I became a personal trainer at the beginning, I was working in a gym, in a commercial gym. And although it was interesting at the beginning as everything was new and, everything was exciting, in time that pleasure started to disappear. I wasn't happy anymore, and that's the actual word I used when I explained it the first time. I was just very unhappy because it wasn't the right environment. At the same time, I also started obstacle racing, like Spartan races and all that. So it kind of, and I was always also coached on that. So I needed to get outdoors to be in my element, where I always was. And learning about natural movement actually helped me transition from being a gym personal trainer to actually being an outdoors coach, because there are two different things. How you train outdoors, it's so different from how you train indoors. You don't just take the same exercise and do it outdoors. That's just doing gym again.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. Right, I just this is not working for me. I'm not happy, and I need to make a change, and I did. Now, how I became a personal trainer. Now that's an interesting story, because my background is actually in international business.
Oh wow, very different.
So while I always practiced martial arts since I was 8 years old, so 21 years ago, I studied economics, finances, marketing, management, all this kind of stuff, and I actually got a master's degree in it. So.
Oh wow, jeez.
Yeah.
And then changed fields completely.
Well, when I moved to England, I had to get different jobs and to get all the documents and all the papers, and my life kind of changed. So I worked in banking industry when I was back home in Romania, my home country. I worked as an insurance broker. I did all this that related to my
degree,
yeah. But when I came here, this is a different world, different opportunities. So I could do something that I actually loved. While in Romania, while there are some opportunities, they're very limited. I wouldn't be able to do there what I do here today. I wouldn't make a living out of it.
I believe everything happens for a reason, and I think that it's such a blessing that you, despite what you've studied, and also I think that's a really good point to say, is that despite what you study, it doesn't mean that you then have to go into that. It's what makes you in your element. And I love that you say being outdoors made me feel in my element.
Exactly. And actually, to be honest, I'm still using the skills I learned at an international business school, because I still have a business. It will be international if it's not already, kind of. So those skills weren't useless. They build there's a really strong foundation for me as an entrepreneur, but it wasn't a necessary, like, I have a business coach, for example, and even if I didn't have those studies, it would have still worked. It would have still been here. So no, I mean, yeah, as you were saying, not necessarily to have studies. They can help, but they're not. And for me, they weren't. They aren't.
It doesn't equal happiness.
No. You think that on the moment it kind of does, but then after that, especially if you don't go into exactly that area of study, you realize that it's not for you.
There's more to life, and that you actually need to follow your heart and follow what makes you happy, and that's what will lead you to your passion.
Yeah. In summary, that's kind of it. In one sentence, that's what it is.
Okay, great. So you started out as a personal trainer. You realized you were unhappy, and you wanted to get back into your element, outdoors, and that's where you do all your coaching and your training is all in the outdoors arena.
Yes. I'll also share something with you. I haven't actually shared it with anyone, but I was talking last week with a friend, and she said, maybe you should start sharing the story, what happened before I was a personal trainer, because it wasn't such a smooth transition. So basically, when I came to England, I had to get my paperwork and all the bureaucracy, and I got here after I graduated from my master's degree. And the only job I could get fast, so within a month I had a job, was in the hospitality industry. So for about 2 years I worked as a waitress while studying to become a personal trainer. So yeah, I mean, I would say the path to happiness is not always smooth. I mean, for me, that was a really big hit.
It was a bit of a blow then, to having been this incredible, smart, geeky student, to then having to go to waitressing.
Yeah, exactly. But I had to do it, so I did it. And then I moved to London, and I had to do it until I got the personal trainer job. But until the personal training foundation started building, like the client foundation, I still had to keep my job in the restaurant. So it was a really, really big struggle for me to actually go from having a master's degree to working as a waitress. It's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's work. You make your living, but for me, it was a big hit.
It wasn't what you wanted at the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't, but I had to.
But you had a bigger vision and a bigger dream for yourself, so it was something that you kind of, it was stepping stones to happiness.
And believe me, every day when things were really tough, I would just tell myself, it's a stepping stone, it's a stepping stone, it's a stepping stone. But I would actually repeat that to myself over and over again.
Amazing. Well, I think that's a great tip for people. It's just, no matter what you're going through, no matter where you're at, how difficult it is, it's a journey, and it's not going to be the same in 5 months or 1 year or 2 years time. So just keep that vision in mind. Hey.
Yeah. That's what you have to think about. It's a stepping stone, and think about how you're going to get to where you want to be. So it took me about 8 months to do my personal training course, and I traveled a whole day from South Devon to Bristol to actually to see my mentor and stay 3 days in Bristol, then come back to Devon. The journey was 6 hours journey, so I had to go up and down. So yeah, but it was interesting. I'm happy I actually went through that experience. So,
well, you grew from it, right? So
yes,
this is the thing, is a lot of people don't take the growth and the learnings. They look at it as a bad experience, but you would never be where you are if you didn't go through those stepping stones, right?
Absolutely. I have a lot of stories to share with you on this. I'm going to share one more, because actually this is important, because this is why I'm the body engineer. This is the reason my clients call me that. when I was 12, 13 years old, so 4 years into my karate career, if you want to call it like that, I had really bad knee pain because I was growing. There was a lot of effort on my body, so I couldn't walk. So I was just dragging my legs, and I was 12 years old. It was really bad. In the end, I did some electrotherapy, right? But since then, I also had problems with my ankles. The same problem. There were a lot of injuries and a lot of growing and a lot of pressure on them. Training, 12 sessions a week. So
a lot, yeah.
So while I recovered kind of to a certain degree because, as a result of the electrotherapy, later on I started running and all that. It never got worse with running or anything. So, but there was still pain. Mm-hmm. And then when I started training with my natural movement coach for obstacle racing, I realized within 1 year, the pain that I had in my knee, and especially when I was doing sudden movements, started to go away. So knees and ankles have always been my obsession ever since I was 12 years old. So it's like, I kind of know a lot about them because I lived with that pain.
Absolutely.
So while my mom says, "Oh, I'm sorry I pushed you so hard in karate and your knees and you didn't grow, it stopped your growth and all that." I said, "Mom, this is probably one of the best things that happened because that's why I do what I do today." And I help a lot of clients with their knee pain and lower back, as mentioned at the beginning, the lower back pain. So that's why the body engineer, because I look after these things and I look at the technical part and I know why the knee hurts because I can see it and I can also feel it. My knees are very sensitive. So the technical things, I know how to teach you how to do a lunge or a squat in the correct way because obviously I study it, but I can also feel the pressure. So I know how it goes and how
you've gone through it. Yeah.
So
again, another great example of taking your past experiences and using them to propel you forward and grow from them. Because again, most people don't do that. So, geez, amazing.
Actually, let me mention that it's grade 3 meniscus damage. So my knees are structurally damaged.
Oh wow!
But today there is no pain. I forgot to mention that. So it's like the worst damage of meniscus knee meniscus as you can get. So, and I haven't done any surgery. It's just through the natural movement, a lot of being consistent with all my exercises and doing them day in and day out.
I think that's really key point to mention there. Well, natural movement because it's what your body is naturally meant to do, and also consistency. Many of us probably get these exercises and we just do them for 3 days and then we get bored of them. So
yeah. And usually the physiotherapy you get when you injure yourself, a lot of people think that if they do it for 2-3 weeks and the pain goes away, then it's time to stop. There's no such thing. You have to go. You have to keep going for years. You can change the exercises, and it's actually you have to change them, but you can never stop training.
Yeah,
your body's going to weaken. And then it's going to come back. So.
Oh, I agree. Well, some very cool stories and very cool tips there. Well, so Alex, now let's look at your purpose. So why are you here on this earth, and what is your gift that you want to share with the world and want to make a difference by doing? What's your purpose?
Okay. When it comes to the outdoors natural movement, I believe that I'm here to do 2 things. First of all, to get people out of the stale indoor environment, plastic, artificial, and getting them to the organic environment because we are organic beings. And now I say that if you take an organic being out of the organic environment, there will be some imbalances. So and so one thing is to take the people into the natural environment, and the second thing is to actually educate them. Educate them about their bodies, how they function. Even when it comes to weight loss, it's all about education. So if you spend 3 months with me, but you don't take what I teach you about the posture, about body alignment, about body weight distribution, but you have lost weight, but you've only lost weight, but you haven't learned any of that, I think I didn't succeed in coaching you. Yeah, you might have lost weight, you might have toned up, but that's a temporary response. Because if you don't keep it, it's going to go, and it's always going to go up and down.
Because you want a lifestyle, right?
Yeah. But yeah, educating people on natural movement and how to use their body in a more efficient way. And then I also started teaching karate, so I'm a sensei as well. So from the other perspective, I'm actually, because I'm working a lot with kids now, I want to build up their self-confidence, self-esteem. I want to make them warriors, to be strong. So when they want something in life, they get it. So some of my students will now go to a competition, which is now in November, and it's like they will learn how to win. They will also learn how to lose. They'll learn how to use it in front of their mates, and then they will go and hug their mates and say, well done, and they learn to build this. What's the word?
Sportsmanship and confidence. Amazing. That's the other purpose. So.
Jeez,
wow, these three amazing purposes. So I think that's incredible. So getting people out of the stale indoor environment to this organic nature environment. And actually, I've been reading about that recently, and it's called ecotherapy. So when you're out in nature, you naturally feel happier, less stressed, and just better because it's good for you. So amazing first purpose there. And then the other one of educating people on and making a difference to their, not only what they're eating, but how they're moving, how they're looking after themselves. And then lastly, making this amazing difference with your karate with kids and teaching them how to, and with their confidence and self-esteem and to be warriors.
Yeah, well, it's just, passing on the teachings, what I was taught by my senseis, just passing it on and trying to keep the youngsters into martial arts, because it's a sport or it's actually not a sport, it's martial art, that builds you up physically, mentally, emotionally as well.
So many benefits, yeah. Oh, well, amazing purposes there. And I love that, because often I ask people what's their purpose, and they're like, I don't know. And I say, well, how do you get out of bed in the morning? And they're like, oh, I don't. So I wonder, so this is what gets you out of bed in the morning. These are really strong purposes here. So very cool.
Thank you.
So Alex, also in terms of happiness, so how do you create happiness in your life, and how do you go about being this happy person that you are? And I love, especially with you, that you're such an authentically happy person, in that you're yourself and you can be quietly happy, and I love that about you. So how do you do that?
Small things make me happy. Like, for example, on Mondays, when I wake up, I wake up whenever I want on Mondays, most of the time. Sometimes I have to get up early, but most of the time I wake up whenever I want, so it's 8 or 9 a.m. And the first thing I do is do about 45 minutes of Qigong. And because my around me there are no noise. I'm at the back of the building where I live, so there, it's very quiet. So I do that. I do some exercises that I need for my performance, and then I cook myself something. And it's like it's a very slow-paced, a few hours slow-paced. Other things are simply training in karate. So although a lot of getting punched in the face or punching someone in the face, all that doesn't, it's like, does that make you happy? It's not necessarily happy, but it's a certain satisfaction in getting a point when you fight, or in getting that combination that you've been working on for 3 years, getting that combination to just go in and boom, go through. Competition, that's why I do competition. It satisfies me. It's like, I don't know if that satisfies my ego or whatever it satisfies, but I like it. And even if I don't post it on Facebook, I'll still do it. It's not like, oh, I do it because I have to post it on Facebook.
Yeah, brilliant.
I've only just started posting these things on Facebook. I never used to tell anyone about it. And then being outside, actually being outdoors is like one of the, probably the most important aspect of my life, and I would miss it. I would miss it a lot if I didn't have it. So.
Well, and
a few things.
That's so great. I love also that the life that you've chosen now as an entrepreneur allows you to have time for this happiness in your life. So to get up on
Absolutely,
I love that too. And like some days I got to get up at 6, but some days I can get up whenever, and that's that freedom, hey, that flexibility, and that you know what makes you happy. You know that you like training karate. You know you like your qigong. You know you like getting outdoors in nature, and you're proactive and you go and do that.
Yeah. These are the things that make me happy. You know, if I could do it day in and day out, then. But sometimes I have to work. Fortunately, my work is outdoors, so most of my work is outdoors. So I get both.
But I think that's another key point to mention is often people are not happy, and it's because their passions are not married to happiness. So like most people have these passions, but then they go and have a job that doesn't actually involve anything that they love. Whereas you have figured out what you love, what you're passionate about, what makes you happy, and you've married it together, which equals like balance and happiness. So it doesn't happen by accident. You've gone through the motions to get here.
Oh yeah, to be honest, with teaching karate, I was very reluctant to teach because it would take me a lot of time out, and what if my own training suffers and all that. So I had a lot of fears. It took me at least 6 months to actually decide whether I'm going to do it or not, from the moment someone suggested it to me. So it took me a long time to do that. So yeah, it takes time to find a way to match what you do for a living with what you're passionate about, because sometimes you gotta make compromises. And I thought very well especially about the karate part.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, if it was super easy and it was quick, then we'd all be happy as Larry, right?
But I would have done this a long time ago if it was easy,
Same as me. So.
Yeah. No, it's not easy, but there are moments of incredible satisfaction. There are very difficult moments, and I'm not gonna lie. No matter how difficult entrepreneurship is, I'm happy with it. So,
totally agree. Yeah. Okay, so just to finish off your passion, purpose, and happiness tips there, what is one tip that you would like to leave with our viewers as to what they can go and do today to create happiness or find their passion or their purpose?
Don't procrastinate. And what I mean is this. When I was working in the banking industry, I was working as an investigation officer in corporate banking, back office. And I couldn't just do that. So I would wake up at 5 a.m. I would go for a 1-hour run. I would come home, cook my breakfast, cook my lunch to take with me, take my bike, ride to the office, spend time in the office, take the bike, ride to my university for my courses, then ride back home, then go ice skating. So, although sometimes I was really tired, going to bed at 11 or 12 midnight, and waking up at 5, I knew that if I didn't do this, I'm going to start feeling miserable. I loved my job, but it was an indoor environment, and it was, it's an indoors job, like a job can be. I liked it, but it would still make me feel very drowsy if I didn't do all that stuff. So don't procrastinate saying, I don't feel like going for a walk today. I'm just going to leave it for tomorrow. Because the most difficult thing is to get the shoes on and go for a walk or for a run or whatever you want to do. It's procrastination. We actually procrastinate with the things that make us happy.
I know. Why is that?
Because we're tired. And it's easier to say, I'm just going to lie on the couch. and just wait for tomorrow.
But as long as we can hold on to that feeling of what we'll get after that walk or that run, because that is then what makes you happy, is those endorphins are released and you feel amazing.
And keep the routine. The moment you break the routine, then it's so difficult to get it back. So it's like there's no negotiation. You shouldn't negotiate with yourself whether you're going to wake up at 5 to go for a run or not. And I have to admit that sometimes I do that with myself, and I'm like, Alex, this is not possible. You know.
But we're only human, right?
Yeah. So it happens, but yeah, it's there should be no negotiation on certain things.
Okay.
Stick to it.
Good. So don't procrastinate and keep consistent.
Yeah.
Very, very cool tips there. Great. Well, thank you so much. And Alex, I know you've got amazing stuff coming up. You've got some events, and you've got a retreat next year. So do you want to share a little bit about what you've got going on?
Yes. So I do the personal training and the group coaching training. So that's what I've been doing for 3 years now.
And that's in London?
That's in London, yeah. In London and in Surrey. But what I would like to present today is the Dracula's Retreat, which is at Dracula's Castle in Transylvania, in Romania, in the heart of the mountains. It's an amazing place, especially because Dracula's castle is there. But not only, there are some amazing mountains, caves, other fortresses. And what I'm going to do, I want to take people on a 3-day, so 3 full days plus 2 days of traveling at each end. And I take them through natural movement fitness, through hiking. We're going to do meditation, mindfulness, yoga type exercises. So it's taken from martial arts, but they're similar to yoga, so people have an image of what they're going to do. And the point of this retreat is to take people out of the stressful and stressful environment where there's a lot of pressure, and just get their mind to clear, their body to get fit, maybe get the kickstart on weight loss or their fitness, get the creativity starting, and exploring the different culture, getting in touch with the historical part of Dracula or Vlad Tepes. This was his name. So fitness, hiking, meditation, visiting Dracula's castle, and getting in touch with a different culture and learning about different history.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It sounds like a real holistic mind, body, and soul type retreat. But you're getting fit and healthy at the same time.
Yeah. So it's going to be like proper morning and evening training, then a whole day of coaching on the second day of hiking. So we leave at 7 a.m. and come back in the evening.
Brilliant.
And then another 2 lessons of 2 hours on the third day. So it's a proper, and in between it's tourism. So it's a proper training with a bit of touristic activities as well.
Well, I think that's the best type of holiday, because then you don't come back and you feel crap or feel like you need to go back to the gym. You're like, wow, I did it all in one.
Yeah, exactly. And you eat all organic food, locally grown, cooked food by the locals. So it's pretty awesome, to be honest. I can't wait. So yeah.
So how do people get in touch with you if they want to find out more?
I have the website, which is the Merisoiu Technique, or themtechnique.com. It's easier. Or simply Google Dracula's Retreat, and you'll find a video, and I think the page on my website. They're the first two. Oh, by the way, this is a unique thing. No one does anything there, any type of health retreat, fitness retreat. So this is all. I'm the first one. You've heard it here first.
Brilliant, innovator.
So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds really exciting, and I'm sure it appealed to people all over the world to come and experience this Dracula's Retreat. Thank you so much, Alex, for being on my show and sharing all about your passion, your purpose, and how you create happiness, and all about what you're doing in London and on this retreat. Really, really exciting stuff. And it's been so nice to learn from you and just get lots of inspiration from you today. And I'm sure everybody has taken away lots of bits of wisdom and nuggets there. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I mean, it was a pleasure to share this video, and yeah, I hope your listeners have taken some interesting points. So.
I'm sure they have. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you.
And thank you to everybody watching The Happiness Show. I hope, like I said, you learned something about passion, purpose, and happiness, and you go out and create that in your life and in the lives of others. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.